No, I mean, I thought those two were just really close to each other, and Denny's car was a little bit faster, and the track at Kansas. In fact, I told somebody this last week. Kansas feels a lot like Darlington lately, and you have to push really hard up against the wall. And Denny did a great job of forcing Kyle to drive his car harder than it could take, and I thought that was what racing is.
If you were in Denny's shoes, would you have done anything different?
Probably not. No, I thought I did everything you should do.
I really haven't looked into it. I just kind of saw a replay driving to the airport. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's between those two. So, I think Kyle obviously, felt like Denny was way faster and, sounded like he held him up as long as he could. So, yeah, I didn't really deep dive into it.
It's so hard to tell from all the different angles there. My gut watching it was no, right? They were racing hard for that spot, and he started to check up. Larson started to get in the fence, and they just ended up kind of timing each other where they just happened to catch bumpers. I don't feel like Denny was trying to wreck him. To me, it didn't felt like last lap everybody racing hard, and they ran into each other a little bit. I mean, obviously Larson ended up on the wrong side of it, but it was just the angle that caught him wrong, because that's kind of a light bump, but the way that Denny was coming up, it turned him the wrong way. So kind of unfortunate, but it didn't look to be like ugly, I didn't think.
So if you were in the 11 car's shoes, would you not have done anything different?
Well, like I said, I don't think the 11 car had the intention of spinning him out. I think he was just in the gas, and both of them were in the gas, and they just happened to meet at the same spot. I'm not even really sure. What did Larson say about it? What did he think?
He thought that it was – he said he more or less would have done the same thing, that he realized that he hit the wall and was loose and held Hamlin off for as long as he could.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I think that's more than anything. It's just it didn't look ugly to me from Denny's portion of it.
I would like to think I'd done the same thing, but that's why Denny is, in the Hall of Fame and he's pretty good at it. So there's things in the race car that Denny's able to do that I can't sometimes. So, but yeah, race in the same position. The guy's leading has a couple of notches in the win column, and you don't. You gotta get a feeling.
I don't think he crossed the line. They were racing really hard for the win, and trying to win the race, and everyone knows how hard it is to win these things. And we tried for a few laps and just couldn't do it. And I don't know if he meant to touch him in the left rear and kind of get him out of shape like that. I think he was either trying to slide right behind him, or maybe even like kind of touch him to side draft him to kind of stop his momentum. I don't know if he kind of meant to have to turn him, but no, I don't think he crossed the line on anything. I mean, it's just those two guys racing hard, and it seemed like Larson kind of understood it. I'd be upset if I was him, internally as well, but at the end of the day, it's one of those things where I guess you have to kind of do that stuff, I feel like, to make the moves to win the race.
If you were in Hamlin's shoes, is there anything different you would have done?
Whatever he did won him the race, so that's he did what he needed to do.
Man, it's tough. He was definitely quicker. That was gonna be his only opportunity. Maybe he could have raced him clean, getting to 3 and 4. But obviously, if he wasn't clearing him in 3 and 4, that was gonna be it, right? That was gonna be his very last opportunity. So, we always say, as race car driver, we make decisions, and that's the way that he made that decision, and he ended up winning the race. He was faster, definitely, but it's definitely not the cleanest way to do it. But he drives that way, and he's opening also the door for people to drive him the same way back.
Would you have done anything different if you were in his shoes last week?
It's hard to tell. If I was in exactly the same position, probably. That was the first win for himself this year, so it's important to get the first one. Probably, but I cannot tell for sure. Sometimes you make different decisions in the heat of the moment, but he was definitely quicker. But definitely he wrecked him. But it was just aggressive last lap racing for the win.